Hello, my name is Eduardo, and I am here with a student from WSU. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Harold Scott. I'm a bio major, and I'm in my third year.
Okay. I did want to ask, what are your thoughts on AI?
I think generative AI or AI being used to make images is completely wrong. I think it violates copyright laws. There's just a lot of intellectual property that gets stolen from artists that they can't get back. But I do think that other forms of AI, like stuff that can help do work, could be potentially a useful tool. But I don't think it's a substitute for critical thinking.
And then I did want to ask, how often do you use AI?
Yeah, I use AI every now and then, like not daily. And I mostly use it as a tool for alongside like Google and things like that to help me learn things like chemistry better that I just don't fully understand on my own. Having it come up with an example problem that I can look at, and then using Google and other resources that I have to try and learn it better on my own.
And do you think AI will have a positive or a negative impact on your future career?
Um, I think if I were to use it very extensively, it would have a negative impact on my career. I think I would just use it as a substitute for critical thinking and overall just be lacking in a lot of skills that I would need. But if it's used as a tool and used properly, I think it could be useful. I guess I go either way on that question.
Nice. And do you think it'll create more jobs, or do you think it'll lessen the amount of jobs there will be for your future career?
I think it will take jobs. I want to be a teacher, so I worry that AI could be something that is able to come into that field and take over that job of explaining things to students. I don't know if it'll ever be fully replaced. Teaching will be by AI, because I think that there is a human element maybe that's needed, but it's definitely a concern I have. I think it could take some jobs.
Sweet. And I did just want to explain to you a little bit of research that me and my group for statistics and psychology did. We found that we did some data searching, and we found that regarding AI usage correlating to jobs, we found significant differences with AI use and people's concerns with the number of jobs that there will be in the future. And we also found a relationship when using AI and the skills that we learn when it comes to the medical field, affecting the skills they gain and the skills they maintain during schooling, and then transferring that to future professional use. And although we did encounter some errors when researching, so we cannot conclude causation, however, we can say that our data was decently strong and could be good food for thought and when speaking about your future careers and things like that. Having explained that, does this explanation change your views on AI at all, or does it strengthen any current views you have of it?
Yeah, I think it would strengthen current views that I have, just because, again, I don't think it's a substitute for critical thinking skills, and sounds like based on your research, that's kind of the conclusion that you're able to maybe draw from that. So.
All right. Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, of course. Thank you.
Hello, I am here with
Madeline Podolicchio.
Podolicchio. What is so if you want to introduce yourself, and then what is your major?
Yeah, I'm Madeline Podolicchio. I'm a history major with a master in teaching.
Master in teaching. Well, what year is this for you?
I'm a second year.
Second year. I did want to ask, what are your thoughts on AI?
I think AI is essentially pointless, and there's no good need for it. We've done everything before. We don't need a robot to do it for us now.
And how often do you use AI?
Never.
Never?
I've never seek it out to use it.
Oh, okay. So what do you think AI will have? What kind of effect do you think AI will have on your future career? Will it be a positive or a negative effect?
I think going into teaching, AI can't replace my job, but it can affect the students. If they become too reliant on it, they're not going to make good work, and they're not going to learn anything. So it's going to have it's gonna be hard to like go around that to make sure they're still obtaining something from my class.
And do you think AI will increase or decrease the amount of jobs for you in the future?
I think, for me personally, I don't think it will decrease jobs for my career, but for everyone else, I think they're a little screwed.
And I did want to tell you about my findings here I did with my group for psychology and statistics. Your points are very valid. I did want to just say that some of the data that me and my group found was that when it comes to AI usage and correlating with like jobs, we found significant differences with AI use and like people's concern with the number of jobs in the future. So the more concerned they are, the less jobs they think will be open to people in the future because of AI, as well as a relationship when using AI and the skills when it comes to the medical field specifically, with people like learning and being able to apply real life skills to their future careers due to AI use and all things like that. And although we did encounter some errors when researching, we cannot conclude causation because of this. However, our data was decently strong, so it can still be good food for thought. And my final question for you is: does this explanation change your views on AI at all, or does it strengthen your current views?
It kind of strengthens it. I think people are very scared to lose jobs, and we're not sure what's going to happen in the job market in the next 10, 20 years.
All right. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Hello, I am here with
Caesar.
and I would like to ask you what your major is and what year you are in.
I am a third-year student, and I am a psychology major.
And I wanted to ask what your thoughts on AI are.
I think AI is a good tool for certain aspects of life, but it's definitely a growing at a very rapid rate.
And how often would you say you use AI?
I use AI about maybe every so often, a couple of days. If it's for a question or if I have to clear up something, maybe I need to look something up real quick. That's about it.
And do you think AI will have a positive or a negative effect on your future career? So what is your future career?
My future career would be something counselor-based. I think it would have a neutral impact in the sense that it may help me maybe gather some information real quick. However, I think it could have a negative impact in the sense that I might have some clients that might rely on AI for their problems and might not go to an actual person that could actually help them with that sort of aspect.
Your points are very valid. I did just want to explain to you a bit of the data that me and my group did for statistics and psychology. So what we found is that regarding AI usage correlating to like jobs and job numbers, we found significant differences in AI use and when talking about people's concerns with the number of jobs there will be in the future, as well as the relationship when using AI and the skills that we learn in specific fields like the medical field. It really hinders like their ability to maintain skills and apply those skills in real life situations once they go on to get their careers. And although we did encounter some errors when researching, so we cannot conclude causation, we cannot say that these directly affect that. We can say, however, that the data was decently strong and can be good food for thought for you to think about. And so with that, I did want to just ask you, does this explanation change your views on AI at all?
I can definitely understand that part where AI might have an impact for people's future career for the worse. So that's always something I've always kept in mind and something I think a lot of people should keep in mind as well.
All right, thank you for your time. Hello, I'm here with
Esmeralda Munguia Michel.
And would you like to say what your major and your year is?
I'm in my second year of digital technology and culture.
And I wanted to ask, what are your thoughts on AI?
I think AI can be good, but it can also be bad.
How often would you say you use AI?
I'd say at least once a week.
Once a week? What do you use it for?
I use it at work for ideas,
Oh, interesting.
brainstorming.
Could you explain a little bit on your thoughts on AI? You said it's good and bad. Like, could you expand on
Yeah,
that a
I
little
feel
bit?
like it can be good because it can save you time,
Mm-hmm.
but then it can also be bad because people get lazy with it.
Okay. Do you think AI will have a positive or negative effect on your future career?
I think it's gonna have a negative effect in my future career because I think designers might get too reliant on AI and we might lose our creativity.
And do you think it's going to create more or less jobs?
I I think it's gonna create less jobs, especially in the creative field.
And those are valid points. I did just want to explain to you some of the data that me and my group did in psychology and statistics. We found that regarding AI usage when talking about correlating to jobs, we found significant differences with AI use and people's concerns of the amount of jobs they're going to have in the future, and as well as the relationship when using AI and the skills we learn in the medical field when it comes to retaining and developing professional skills and applying that to the workforce. And although we did encounter some errors when researching, so we can't conclude causation. However, our data was decently strong, so it's just good for food for thought. And my final question to you is, does this explanation change your views on AI, or does it strengthen your current views?
I think I'd have to think about that a little more. I
Interesting.
never thought about any of that.
Well, I'm glad I can make you think. Thank you for your time. Hello, I am here with...
Clarita.
Hi, Clarita. I wanted to ask, so if you wanted to introduce yourself and your major and what year you are?
My name is Clarita. I'm a third-year student. I'm an undergrad for the nursing program.
Nice. And I did want to ask, what are your current thoughts on AI?
I'm for it and I'm also against it. When it comes to using AI as a learning tool, why not? Put in the info and then quiz yourself, make an exam, try to just fortify what you already know. But to try and learn new things, it's not really reliable. A lot of AI sources, they're not fact-checked, they're not verified, and sometimes they're just straight up wrong. So you gotta be really careful with how you use it. And then in terms of healthcare, corporations are starting to combine AI with, Amazon is doing a Ask AI promotion where individuals can go in and ask for health advice, which is dangerous because you don't know who's on the other side of that screen. And so when people are asking AI for help, specifically that brand deal with Amazon that they're having, they either have three options. They're gonna do virtual online one-on-one with a licensed professional, or they could just be messaging with an AI agent, like a bot basically, or you could do the same thing with the agent but with video calls, but it'll still be an AI generated source. So there's three options you can go about that. So I just think that AI can be really dangerous when it comes to seeking medical advice, especially making those important medical decisions, getting prescriptions. They're not doctors. AI is a tool, and sometimes it gets exploited by major companies to help them make a profit off of the American people. So you need to be really careful with AI, but I'm on the fence, for it and against it.
Mm-hmm. And how often would you say you use AI?
I use AI probably 4 times a week. I use AI as a study tool where I put in my generated notes that I take in my courses, and then I ask them to make me an exam based off of the content that I provided them, so that they don't reach out to external sources and just give me a bunch of information that I don't know if it's credible or not. So.
And how many jobs do you think AI will increase or decrease the amount of jobs in the future once you start seeking your career?
Probably decrease, as alongside the quality of the work that we're getting. AI can affect education, teachers, social workers as well, medical field. Almost every field can be infiltrated by AI.
Awesome. I appreciate your input. I did just want to explain to you a little bit of the findings I had with my group for psychology and statistics. We were able to find some significant results in our data in which people who believe people who believe that AI is not good will lead to a decrease in jobs and things like that, especially since you're in the medical field. People who are in the medical field also believe that AI will possibly hinder people's learning and skill building when they're going to translate that to the work field and things like that. We were able to find some significant results in that, And overall, some of our findings, it is a little, we did have some errors when being able to find these things. But besides that, so you can't conclude, that these things are like 100%, but it's just good to think about,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I
So,
agree. I think AI still needs to be developed, and there needs to be ethical guidelines attached to AI. It shouldn't be progressing as fast as it is. I think because of that monetization of AI, that's what's driving it forward. But we need to think about the quality that we're receiving and sort of the moral part of using AI.
yeah. After what I just told you, what are your thoughts on AI now? Is it changed a little bit, or did it strengthen your current thoughts on AI?
I think I'm leaning more towards now is not really supporting AI as much because the cons outweigh the pros. Like, it can be a tool to help you learn, but it can also really hinder that. Like you're saying, applying it to the workforce, those are real lives, real jobs that we're dealing with. And so I think the quality of learning should reflect that, and it shouldn't all be dependent on AI. So I think I'm leaning more towards against it now after hearing your findings.
All right, thank you so much. I appreciate your time.
Thank you.